So G is for give comfort measures. And what does that mean? That means we're going to worry about pain control at this point in the trauma patient. We're going to provide comfort in the form of talking to the patient, even if the patient is unconscious, saying things such as, we were able to locate your family, if that's true, telling them what tests we're doing, because we don't know if they're unconscious what type of processing they can do. We'll let them know before we do anything to them. We're going to turn you on to your side now. We're going to lift up your left leg. Anything we're going to do to them, we're going to communicate. We're also going to make sure that if they are in pain, that the pain is covered. And that means going back and reassessing pain management and whether more medication needs to be given or whether the patient needs to be positioned in a different way. And then H is for history. We're going to find out what their prior medical history is and what is the history of the illness or injury, mostly injury. Did they um, get in a motor vehicle accident at 20 miles an hour where they stopped at a light and were crashed into by a car going 15 miles an hour? Or were they in an accident on the interstate at 70 miles an hour and the car rolled over and they were thrown from the car? So obviously each incident will tell us about the potential severity of the injuries and what to expect. We also want to know if there was an underlying medical condition, such as the patient has a cardiac condition and they passed out at the wheel and crashed into a semi. So obviously we're initially worrying about the injuries, but we also need to look at what caused the patient to pass out initially. Did they have a heart attack that started this? Did they have a stroke? Was it just their medications, or are they also diabetic and they had taken too much insulin? So lots of factors go into what happened, what caused the initial problem. It could be just a simple accident with no prior medical history. However, we need to still know the mechanism of the injury. Did they fall off a roof that was 18 foot, or was it a 6-foot roof? When they fell off the ladder, was the ladder up 20 foot, but 20 feet in the air, but they were down on the 3rd foot ring? So lots of different issues come into this and will help us figure out the extent of the injuries. And last one is I, and that is inspect.